1929, 10 years after the end of World War I, came the most severe economic collapse in the history of the nation. People stood on bread lines, struggling to survive. 1/3 of the labor force was out of work. Black people were especially hard hit, and they found that their needs were ignored by the government. Langston Hughes, an African-American poet of the Harlem Renaissance, voiced their frustration.
The pot was empty. The cupboard was bare. I said, "Papa, what's the matter here?" "Waiting on Roosevelt, son." "Roosevelt? Roosevelt. Waiting on Roosevelt, son." The rent was due and the lights were out. I said, "Tell me, Mama, what's it all about?" "We're waiting on Roosevelt, son. Roosevelt, Roosevelt. Just waiting on Roosevelt." Sister got sick and doctor wouldn't come because we wouldn't pay him the proper sum. Waiting on Roosevelt, Roosevelt, Roosevelt. That's from waiting on Roosevelt. Then one day they put us out the house. Ma and Pa was meek as a mouse, still waiting on Roosevelt, Roosevelt, Roosevelt. But when they felt those cold wind blows and didn't have no place to go, Pa said, "I'm tired of waiting on Roosevelt, Roosevelt, Roosevelt. Damn tired of waiting on Roosevelt. I can't get a job and I can't get no grub. My backbone and navel doing the belly rub. Waiting on Roosevelt, Roosevelt, Roosevelt." And a lot of other folks was hungry and cold, done stopped believing what they've been told by Roosevelt, Roosevelt, Roosevelt. Because the pot's still empty and the cupboard's still bare, and you can't build a bungalow out of air. Mr. Roosevelt, listen! What's the matter here?